We are just a few hours away from the last Group A match. In fact, the last league match of this ICC Champions Trophy 2025. India versus New Zealand, both having qualified for the semifinals. The winner will top Group A, obviously. The loser will be second. That will determine who they play in the semifinal in the coming week. It seems like ages since India last played. They had a 6-day break. They had practice sessions in between, not all 6 days. They had a few days breaks in between. They went shopping, like we saw Rohit Sharma being mobbed as he was coming out walking with the fielding coach T. Dilip on the streets of Dubai. But then India is ready to take on New Zealand. Can you believe it? India and New Zealand have played only once in all these 9 ICC Trophy, Champions Trophy, this being the 9th edition. And the first and only time that they met in this Champions Trophy, which was earlier called the ICC Knockout, was in 2000 in Nairobi, the final of that edition, which was the second ICC Knockout Trophy. New Zealand winning their only ICC silverware. Stephen Fleming's New Zealand chased whatever target India set. Chris Keynes, the big all-rounder, scored an unbeaten 100 to steer New Zealand home that night. Otherwise, it has been a fair contest in the ICC events. The last time the two met, in fact, it was 2 times in the ICC Men's 2023 Cricket World Cup. India winning on both occasions. The second one being the semi-final at the Wankhede, where Shreyas Iyer and Virat Kohli scored hundreds, and those 2 hundreds took India to almost 400 runs. New Zealand were equally up to the task, Daryl Mitchell scoring an equally good 100, but then New Zealand fell way short. India entering the final, but then in recent times, New Zealand has dictated terms over India, and especially in the Test cricket. Their confidence is so high after their historic 3-0 whitewash of India in India in October, November last year, that they can repeat it in this match on Sunday, which is tomorrow. If you look at it, the recent form has been equally good. India having won all their 5 ODIs in this calendar year. New Zealand have also won all their matches in this calendar year, maintaining a winning streak in the Tri-Series in Pakistan just before the ICC Champions Trophy, and winning their 2 Group A matches. Likewise, India, so it is everything to play for. Whether India will go with some changes to allow the players who did not feature in the first 2 matches to give them some game time, or India would not like to break the winning combination and top the table, one can only know at the toss on Sunday. New Zealand have played in Pakistan. They are now in Dubai, where India has been stationed, and there has been talks of India having an advantage since they are playing at only one venue, a fixed hotel, same city, same ground, knowing the conditions well. Other teams have to go to Dubai to play India. Well, that is how it is. What can one do about it? It is a foregone conclusion that India would not travel to Pakistan. Where else would you have India play? It has to be in a neutral country. So it is Dubai for everyone's convenience. Yes, there are also talks that India should have had their matches distributed in the UAE like they do usually, with Sharjah being one of the venues, and also Abu Dhabi, which is about an hour or an hour and a half drive from Dubai. But then, this is what it is. I have been talking to some of the retired players who were in action in the International Masters League in Navi Mumbai. 6 countries: Sachin Tendulkar's India Masters, Kumar Sangakkara's Sri Lanka Masters, Morne Morgan's England Masters, Jack Callis's South Africa Masters, Shane Watson's Australia, and Brian Lara's West Indies. I got to ask some of them in my interactions with them what they thought about the Indian team playing at one venue and the others having to go there. We have heard from former England captains and now commentators Nasser Hussain, Mike Atherton, and former fast bowler Jonathan Agnew, among others, talking about how advantageous India are and how it is unfair on others to go play in different conditions while India play at only one venue. But then it's simple. It is not controlled by India. It is not controlled by the Board of Cricket for control in India. It is the ICC event. The ICC has chosen Dubai as the venue. People could say ICC is controlled by BCCI and India, but then that is how it has come to. What can one do about it? It was accepted. PCB has also accepted to host India in Dubai, and they all know that without India, cricket is not run. Let's leave that aside. Dubai International Stadium, it is all to play for. India versus New Zealand. We have seen Group B still to be determined as to who the second semi-finalist is. It should be mostly South Africa, who are also on 3 points, but will go to 5 if they beat England later tonight. If England beat South Africa, they still have, which is the South Africans still have a better net run rate, and it is unfortunate that Afghanistan have to miss out. Despite their brilliant performances, having knocked out England in their Group B fixture, and their last Group B fixture yesterday being abandoned after rain interrupted the Australian run chase. But then one can't fight nature. You can only feel for Afghanistan, which is becoming a strong white ball nation in recent times. So Afghanistan will only feel unlucky, unfortunate, but then South Africa have done well to be in the position that they are in. Their match was also abandoned, one of their matches, so that's why they are on 3 points. So India, New Zealand already in the semi-final. Australia, despite the absence, and people were doubting Australia if they will advance to the second round, which is the knockout, which is the semi-final, but then they have shown that with their batting and some decent bowling, they have qualified for the semi-final. And with Australia, and this is what some of the Australian masters or some of the masters in this International Masters League that I got to interact with said, that Australia in the knockout competitions or in the ICC events, they somehow find their form, find their A game, and do anything to go and collect that silverware. Well, Rohit Sharma, there were doubts about his fitness, hamstring issues from the previous game. Mohammed Shami also was slightly discomforted, but then KL Rahul, the India wicketkeeper batsman, assured that everything was fine with their fitness, and until anything happened in the Friday's practice or until anything develops, every member of the Indian team is fit and available for selection. He also hinted that ideally the other players who have not got a chance in this tournament to be playing and giving them a game time. But then, if you look at it, after Sunday's last league game, there is only 1 day's gap before the semi-final. So whether you have all the players having some game time or the winning combination going into the semi-final with everything sorted, that remains to be seen. But then India will not take New Zealand light. New Zealand, they have somehow found their A game, their brilliance in the ICC events, the World Cups. We have seen them making most of the semi-finals right from 1975, but then they have just been plain unlucky. Is this New Zealand's ICC Champions Trophy? Well, only time will tell. Take care, stay safe, and with the review of India versus New Zealand, see you again. Bye-bye.